Asmrtist Paige. Today we are going to be reading You Are Only Just Beginning by Morgan Harper Nicholas. Lessons for the journey ahead. I love her poetry. She's the one that got me into poetry at a young age, and she's still my favorite. Her and Amanda Lovelace. But today, I wanted to start reading this book with you, starting with chapter 1, and the introduction. I did buy this for myself, yes. It was a self-treat. You are only just beginning, Morgan. That's my name. Morgan Harper Nicholas. Table of contents. Today we are going to be reading the introduction and beginning a new adventure. Lessons from sunlight. Introduction. There's a wooden train track that runs through my living room, into the kitchen, and toward the front door. This train is unlike any other. Some cars carrying freight, while others house passengers with passports from all corners of the earth. It's an international railroad system, engineered and run by my little boy, Jacob. I am mostly an outside observer, but there is much to be explored in the world he has created, with this train weaving through my home. So many stories of adventure to tell, and I want to hear them all. He's 2, so the stories aren't that well formed yet. He's only just beginning to play, to dream, but I never know what he's going to come up with, and I'm always so pleasantly surprised. I know it's going to be good if he's the one writing the story. As the co-conductor of my own life, I want to live my life with my son's sense of hope and curiosity for the future. Asmrtist Paige. No matter if you're 2, 32, or 102, you are only just beginning. Always on the brink of discovering something new. While you can't always determine the path you'll take in this life, you do have the choice to set out every day with hope and agency to make goodness in your future. Trust me, I know the future can be frightening. It's all unknown. But I want us to learn to embrace the miracle of moving forward. To plan ahead and dream of what goodness could be. To choose to be present in each chapter of the journey. Yes, even the difficult moments. Because there is much to be learned from every new adventure, even the parts we'd rather forget. This book, my poetic take on the heroine's journey from the call to adventure all the way to journeying back home. For every stage of adventure, I look to an organism, object, or ecosystem. For inspiration, there are lessons to be learned from all of these, and as I set out on new adventures, I find it calming to observe the world all around me. This practice of curiosity makes me feel like I'm part of something bigger, to know the whole world is constantly changing and moving and learning. All of us together in forward motion. My hope is that this book can be an invitation to embrace curiosity as you take your next step into your future. I can't tell you what lies ahead, but I can tell you this: as long as you are breathing, there's more to your story. Wherever you may be as you hold this book in your hands, I invite you to join me on my personal journey of encouraging your imagination to overflow with good. And when you do, I believe you'll discover grace is woven throughout every day. We simply as light moves across the sky, we experience the world in new color and shadow until the sun finally sets, only to start its journey again the following morning. Day by day, the sun brings forth new life, even if it's just gentle sun rays pouring in through the nearest window. We know sunlight makes a difference in our lives, and with every sunrise, we are reminded that as long as we are here, under these glorious golden rays, there is more to our stories. Another day is dawning, and with every new morning, we are invited to step out into our futures with a sense of hope and adventure. So whenever you feel the heat of the sun's beams or notice her light dancing through trees, may you remember this radiant truth. There's more to your story. There's more for you just up ahead. And no matter how much you've already seen in this life, light will continue to show up for you every day. Dare to keep your heart open. Let every beam of sunlight be a fresh reminder of this calling. A new adventure awaits for you. Whenever I am worried I won't have enough energy, I slowly lift my chin and fix my tired eyes just beyond the half-closed morning blinds, where I am reminded that if the sunrise can ease into a new day, then so can I. Just as the sun, a new day, calls my name, and I am free to slowly rise into it all the same. If the sun rises slowly into the day, then so can I. If the sun rises slowly into the day, then so can I. There are some days adventure calls me in the form of a bright yellow rotary phone hanging on the kitchen wall. I rush to answer, and I twill my fingers through the curly plastic cord and say yes. I take the trip, I take the leap, I breathe deep and leave home to go and do a brave new thing. But most days adventure calls in the form of a secret whisper floating into my ear and asking what's next. Adventure calls me to notice the wonder right here and all that I have deemed insignificant. When adventure calls as a whisper and not as a yellow rotary phone, I'm reminded that the start of a new adventure can also take place at home. I trace the shadows shifting as they slog across the room. Pushed by sunlight day after day, they're constantly moving. Just like sunlight, I notice the shadows are on their own journey too. I don't need a time lapse to watch them closely. I don't need a compass to see where they can go. Today's sunlight is a friend of shadows, whispers of adventure at home. When it comes to new beginnings, pace yourself. Shine like the sun does, taking your time to rise. You cannot hold sunlight in your hands, but you know it by every living plant, creature, life it affects. You know it by the way the pothos stretches its leaves, inching and ecking to become the light's friend. You know it by the way it summons your cat to bask in the light, hypnotizing her in heat for an afternoon nap. You know it by the way it sings to you through the window after the longest nights. Today is a new day, and here there's a room to shine bright, unapologetically like gold, how you were always meant to. Right now is the moment. Every particle of light within you knows it's true. Take your time to get used to the changes. There's no need to rush as you're ushered into light. Listen to your body as you adjust to a new phase of your life. Don't feel pressured to figure out everything right away. Even in these unknowns, starting over can start slowly. You do not need to rush. You will gather new rhythms as you go. Adventure is the blank page of the passport, the camera battery fully charged, the travel itinerary scheduled to the brim, the train rides over country lines, the new recipe you're daring to try, the curiosity in a child's eyes, the opening of a new book for the first time, the album you've been waiting for, the excitement of the unknown, the awakening feeling of learning to fly beyond the bounds of your comfort. once we shared mornings together over warm coffee and rock-hard biscotti, dreaming out loud of what adventures we might take. I've lost track of the Sunshine State keychain I keep forgetting to attach to the keyring. I've lost track of our good intentions and all our half-finished plans. I carry our memories a little lighter now. I take my first step toward a new me, a new day, and another into the crossway. My heart breaks, but grace leads the way. I'm afraid to start this journey, but I go anyway. I'd do anything to go back, but we were made to travel onward. What are you telling yourself that might not be the truth? What worries have held you back that are worth learning how to push through? You're finally doing it. You're finally here. You've been talking about scoring for flights, packing your bags, and now as you grip your passport in your hand, breath in the chilled air, and take your first crunchy step in the day-old snow. Your dreams are no longer just dreams, they're true. You can smell them in the pine, you can taste them in the salty air, and every sensation, an invitation to climb higher and higher. The future is now. 8 signs you're ready for adventure of discovery. 1. The prospect of discovering what that looks like excites you more than it scares you. You're beginning to surround yourself with people who share in your joy of using a childlike imagination to foster hope in the now and the future. 3. You're open to taking unexpected turns, and you're ready to learn. 4. You're starting to embrace that everyone is at different points of the circular journey of life, and you are worth no less if you are in a different place than someone you look up to. 5. You recognize there are parts of life that are out of your control, and your fear of not being good enough won't stop you from carrying on. 6. You're learning how to work through fear one breath at a time. 7. You're starting to be less afraid of trying new things. You're becoming less attached to worrying what the outcome will be. 8. You're becoming open to the idea that even though you feel stuck where you are at times, as sure as the sun continues to rise and set, you are free to wake up to life. You are starting to find journey in the ordinary days. You are learning to travel onward by pacing yourself on a path that is flooded with gloriously